Now, let me tell y'all something. Life got a funny way of making you think you got it all figured out until it taps you on the shoulder and says, sit down, I ain't done teaching you yet. Man, I done talked to everybody in my time, fighters, preachers, scientists, hustlers, folks from every walk of life. I thought I'd seen it all. But then I started digging into something that hit me in a way nothing else ever did, Islam. And I ain't talking about the headlines or social media noise. I'm talking about the real thing. When I started learning, the first thing that hit me was this: purpose. See, the world today got people chasing likes, scrolling for validation, distracting themselves from their own souls. But Islam says, nah, partner, you were made intentionally. You got a purpose. You matter. That's heavy right there. When I realized that, man, I felt it deep. You ain't just floating through life hopping something sticks. You were crafted by design. Every move, every breath, every second, it all counts. And once that truth hits you, you can't unsee it. You start questioning yourself. Am I just existing, or am I living with purpose? That's the kind of realization that don't whisper. It shakes you. Because when you understand your life was written with intention, you stop playing around and start walking with direction. Now here's the part that really messed with my head, man: death. See, where I come from, we treat death like it's a horror story. Folks avoid the topic like it's a curse. But Islam flipped that whole script on me. It don't treat death like the end. It treats it like a transition, a checkpoint on a journey that don't stop here. And that right there, it made me pause. People live in this faith, pray 5 times a day, give to charity, fast, stay disciplined. Not for show, not for likes, but because they believe every step matters. And I thought, man, if I believe like that, would I live the same careless way I used to? See, Islam don't sugarcoat nothing. It says you're accountable for every action, every word. That ain't something to be scared of. It's something that gives your life weight. It makes every decision sacred. So now when I think about death, I don't see fear, I see clarity. It's like this: if you knew your final exam was tomorrow, you'd study like your life depended on it, right? That's how Islam teaches you to live. Like every breath counts. And the beauty is, it ain't hopeless. You fall, you fix it. You mess up, you make it right. Death ain't an ending, my friend. It's a reminder to start living right now. Now listen, this one took me a minute to wrap my head around. I used to think that submitting to God meant you were weak. I'm from the grind era, man. We hustle, we fight, we push. I thought submission meant losing. But what I learned, it's the opposite. It's the realest strength you'll ever find. See, when you align yourself with truth, you don't break, you rise. It's like spiritual jiu-jitsu. You ain't fighting against the current anymore. You flowing with it. I met a brother once, came up from the Bronx, used to live rough, crime, chaos, all that. Islam straightened him out. He said to me, Steve, real freedom ain't doing whatever you want. It's freeing yourself from what controls you. Man, that line hit me right between the eyes. When you surrender, you ain't losing your power, you refinning it. You stop fighting battles that don't matter and start winning the ones that do. It ain't about becoming somebody else. It's about meeting the real you for the first time. The version God designed before the world started pulling you in 1,000 directions. So yeah, submission used to sound soft to me, but now I see it for what it really is. The strongest move you'll ever make in your life. Now let me tell you about something special: certainty. Man, you ever meet somebody going through hell but still smiling? Like they losing everything. Money, health, people. But their peace never shakes. That's faith. That's yaqeen, as they call it, certainty in the unseen. I seen Muslims living that for real. Folks who lose their jobs but still pray with gratitude. Mothers who face trials but still thank God. That kind of strength don't come from wishful thinking. It comes from knowing that whatever's happening ain't chaos, it's part of a plan. And when I saw that, man, it humbled me. I've been around success my whole life: money, fame, applause. But none of that gives you what faith gives you: peace when it don't make sense. And that's what Islam showed me. See, when you trust the unseen, when you got that kind of faith, you stop stressing over every setback. You stop panicking over things you can't control. You realize your job ain't to run the universe. It's to trust the one who already does. That kind of certainty is contagious. It wakes you up. It makes you want to live better, walk straighter, love deeper. And once you get a taste of that peace, man, the noise of the world don't shake you no more. You finally start living from your soul, not your stress. Now let me tell y'all something. Everybody loves faith when life's easy. You talk about trusting God when your bills are paid, the sun's out, and your car starts every morning. But real faith shows up when everything falls apart. There was a time I was broke, not just money-wise, I'm talking spiritually bankrupt. That's when I started understanding what Islam was really about. It ain't just praying 5 times a day. It's about discipline. It's about saying, even when I don't feel like it, I'm still gonna do what's right. See, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, didn't have it easy either. He was mocked, rejected, pushed out of his hometown. But he stayed firm Because faith ain't about what you see. It's about what you know. When you hit rock bottom, that's when you find out if your belief was real or just a slogan. Faith, man, it's like standing in the rain, knowing there's sunshine behind the clouds. You might not see it, but you trust it's there. That's the kind of power that builds nations, that heals hearts, that changes lives. You ever been in a storm so loud that you just sit still? No talking, no fighting, just stillness. That's peace, not the kind where everything's perfect, but the kind where your heart's calm, even when your world ain't. When I learned about how Muslims bow their heads to the ground in prayer, I realized that's peace in motion. That's saying, God, I surrender my ego. I ain't in charge, you are. And boy, once I understood that, I stopped trying to control every little thing. There's a verse in the Quran that says, verily, in the remembrance of God, hearts find rest. Man, that hit me deep, because I'd spent years remembering my failures, my regrets, my missed chances, but I wasn't remembering God. Peace ain't found in noise, fame, or followers. It's found in silence, in prayer. In that one moment you whisper, I'm tired, Lord, but I still trust you. And when you do, he replaces that heaviness with peace, the kind that no doctor, no paycheck, no applause can ever give you. Let me tell y'all something real. Purpose don't come gift wrap. You don't just wake up one day saying, I know exactly what God made me for. Nah, man. Purpose comes after pain. Every prophet, every great leader, they all walked through fire. You think Noah enjoyed building that ark while folks laughed at him? You think Moses was chill when he stood in front of Pharaoh? No, sir. Purpose ain't easy, it's necessary. See, when I look back at my darkest days, I realized something God was preparing me. That rejection, that failure, that heartbreak, all of it was direction. In Islam, they call it sabr, patience. But it ain't just sitting around doing nothing. It's moving forward even when you don't see results yet. That's how mountains get climbed, how dreams get built, how souls grow. And let me tell you, once you find that purpose, life stops feeling random. You wake up every day knowing your pain wasn't wasted. It was part of the plan. Now this one right here, man, this hit me different. I used to think success was about who you beat, who you outshine. But when I saw Muslims from every color, every race, bowing side by side, no VIP section, no status, I realized something powerful. Real greatness ain't in separation, it's in unity. When I saw pictures of Mecca, millions standing shoulder to shoulder, all dressed in white, man, that image broke me in the best way, because it showed me what equality really looks like. No fame, no money, no I'm better than you. Just people standing before the same God, asking for mercy. That's what this world's missing. We got followers, but no brothers. We got connections, but no compassion. But Islam teaches that every soul is sacred, that your brother's pain is your pain too. And when you start living like that, when your heart beats for something bigger than yourself, that's when you stop just existing and start living with purpose. Now listen, gratitude changes the whole game. I used to wake up complaining about what I didn't have, what went wrong, who let me down. Then one day I realized every complaint I made was blocking my blessings. Islam teaches something deep, man. If you are grateful, I will give you more. That verse right there, that's not just spiritual, that's practical. You can't receive more when your heart's busy being ungrateful for what's already in your hands. See, gratitude ain't about having everything. It's about seeing the beauty in the small things, the air in your lungs, the meal on your plate, the chance to start again today. And once you start thanking God, not just when you win, but even when you lose, life starts flowing differently. You stop saying, why me? And start saying, try me, Lord, because I know you got me. And that's when the miracles show up. Now let me tell y'all something that ain't easy to hear. Temptation never leaves. You think just because you got faith, life don't stop testing you? Nah, man. The closer you get to truth, the louder the lies get. Every one of us got our own battle, ego, money, pride, desire. And what Islam taught me, what the Prophet, peace be upon him, showed, is that self-control ain't weakness, it's power. Real strength ain't punching somebody out. It's walking away when your ego telling you to swing. You see, temptation is like fire. It'll either burn you or refine you. And the people who come out on top, they don't avoid the heat, they let it shape them. Because when your soul wins over your desires, that's the kind of victory no trophy can represent. Every test you pass in silence, every wrong you resist when no one's watching, God sees that. And that's where real success begins. Now, I've done seen a lot of folks chase fame, cars, houses, applause. But let me tell you, none of that goes with you when you leave this earth. What does go with you is your legacy. And a legacy ain't what people say about you, it's what people feel because of you. When you gone, will somebody smile and say, that man helped me? Or will they just scroll past your name? The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said when a person dies, their deeds end, except for three: ongoing charity, beneficial knowledge, and a child who prays for them. Now that right there, that's a blueprint. You want to live forever? Do something that helps people when you ain't even around. I tell my kids, my friends, my fans, don't just live to make a living, live to make a difference. Because when your purpose outlives you, that's when your soul truly succeeds. Let me bring it full circle, man. This whole journey from doubt to discovery, from confusion to clarity, it all leads to one truth. There's a light inside all of us. Some of us spend years covering it up with pain, ego, fear. But God never lets that light die. He just waits for us to uncover it. That's what Islam showed me. That surrender ain't weakness. It's how your light starts shining again. You stop fighting God and start flowing with him. You stop trying to be perfect and start trying to be sincere. And once that happens, you walk different, talk different, live different. You start seeing life not as a competition, but as a test, a gift, and a mission. So wherever you are, whoever you are, if you've fallen, if you've failed, if you've lost hope, know this, God ain't done with you yet. That light inside you, it's still there. You just gotta believe again. Now look here, I ain't no preacher, I'm just a man who's seen some things. But what I've learned from this journey, from the beauty of Islam, from the power of faith, is simple. Life ain't about perfection, it's about progression. Every stumble, every setback, every tear, it's all part of your story. And when you look back, you'll see that the same pain that almost broke you was actually building you. So whatever you do, keep your faith strong, your heart humble, and your spirit grateful. Because when you walk with God, no matter how dark the road gets, you'll always find your way back to the light. And trust me on this one, that light, it never dies.